The outdoor season is finally here, and all focus is now shifting to the 2024 Olympic Games going down later on this summer in Paris, France. And of course, the most high-profile event is that men's 100-meter dash, where all eyes are going to be on those 9 lanes on the track later on this summer in Paris. And really since 2017 in this kind of post-Usain Bolt era, there have been a plethora of different storylines that have developed around the world. And we've seen so much turnover in terms of 100-meter dash champions, again, since 2017, 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2023 has seen a different 100-meter dash champion at each of those corresponding global championships. And this has been the most turnover since the World Championships has started in 1983. We have never seen this much turnover year after year after year. But I thought it'd be important to kind of break down the landscape of the men's 100-meter dash field right now and kind of, again, assess these stories, talk about some of the implications and some of the top players leading into the Olympic Games. And so I'm going to break this up into 5 separate parts. First off, Noah Lyles versus Christian Coleman coming off the 60-meter dash at the World Indoor Championships. Then we have Jamaicans, and if they can get back on top of the podium with guys like Obik Seville, Akeem Blake, and as well as Keyshawn Thompson. And then also we have the former champions, Fred Kerley and Marcell-Jacobs. Can they return to their former glory? Also, will we see Tobogo and Ferdinand Omanyala put Africa and their entire continent on the map and potentially on the podium once again? Finally, what about some of the other major players between Andre DeGrasse, Trayvon Bromell, Marvin Bracy-Williams, Zarnell Hughes, and a plethora of other guys who are very much in the conversation. So let's talk about the first part with Noah Lyles versus Christian Coleman. So let's kick things off with Noah Lyles, who's coming off a silver medal in the 60-meter dash at the World Indoor Championships in a time of 6.44 seconds, which pretty much just continues the consistency he's shown all throughout 2024, and even more importantly, picks off right where he left off at the end of 2023, where he won a gold medal in the 100-meter dash. So I think that's going to be a good part to kind of start off with. So like I said, Noah Lyles is a defending champion in the 100-meter dash, having won in Budapest at the World Championships in a time of 9.83 seconds, which is currently his personal best in the event. Yes, it's not as fast as some of the other athletes who have run 9.7s and things like that, but just a little bit of context relative to 2024. At the top of 2023, he improved his 60-meter indoor best to 6.51 seconds. So that led him to a 9.83 personal best. Considering what he's done in the 60 this year, he very much is ahead of pace from that. Also, he of course has a 200-meter personal best of 19.31 from back in 2022. He also is a 3-time world champion in the 200. We know he has all those accolades there, which are very much going to contribute to his performances when talking about the 100 meters. So what's the difference as we enter 2024? Well, like I noted, his 60-meter dash significantly improved. And it's not just about going from a 6.51 personal best to 6.43, but even more importantly, that consistency in the 6.4 range. All throughout 2024, he has run times of 6.43, 6.44 on 2 occasions, as well as 6.47 seconds. That is a huge marketed improvement of what he did in 2023.
I remember last year I was trying to get into that 6.4 and it was just not happening. And now I'm like beyond just getting into 6.4. I'm at 6.44 multiple times, 6.43, dropping 6.47s in prelims and having stumbles and still running. And I'm just like, wow, okay, I am now a 6'4" runner.
You know, the fact that he's able to run that fast, which, you know, his PB before this was 51 last year, but the ability to run that fast and to do it multiple times is an indicator that what we're doing is working right now. And, you know, if he can continue to work on that and get better, I mean, I think he can be a 9.7 low, 9.6 high guy, which that's impressive, obviously, but I think he has that ability. You know, I've coached a guy that's run that fast, so I've seen what it takes to do it, and he's got that type of talent.
Now, the other thing to think about with Noah Lyles is that he has proven to always show up when it counts, no matter what is going on. For example, every time he's made it to a global championships, he's always been on the podium. 3-time world champion in the 200-meter dash, 2019, 2022, and 2023. When he got to the world championships in Budapest in the 100 meters, he also got the gold medal there as well. Additionally, in the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, though he was dealing with some setbacks, with some mental health issues, right, he was still able to get onto the podium, winning a bronze medal from lane 3 in Tokyo. So all that has to be taken into consideration. Also, I can't forget that at the USA Championship Championships in 2023 when he was going for the 100-meter team. He caught COVID just a couple days before. He missed about a week of training, but he was still able to make it onto the team. So just going to the point that when we're looking towards the Olympic Games, it's going to be hard to see Noah Lyles off the podium considering the consistency that he's shown specifically at the Global Championships every time he has competed. So with all that said, what are some of the problems? Well, I think that there might be a little bit of pressure that's put on Noah Lyles as we look towards the Olympics. Maybe not on Noah Lyles specifically. He definitely deals with pressure very, very well. But from people like myself and other people in the media, I definitely think that we're looking at Noah Lyles to finally get on top of the podium at the Olympic Games specifically. For example, I think Noah Lyles right now is in the conversation as either the number 3, potentially leading up to number 2 all-time career-wise when talking about the 200 meters, right? We have Usain Bolt, we have Michael Johnson, but Noah Lyles is potentially in that number 3 spot. Now, go ahead, debate, just saying potentially. But one of the things that he doesn't yet have on his resume is that Olympic gold medal. Like I said, he has a bronze medal from the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, but people are still going to unfortunately say that, oh, he doesn't have an Olympic gold medal yet, so he can't be considered one of the best, etc., despite him having 3 gold medals in the 200, right, at the World Championships, a gold medal in the 100. All those things are unfortunately going to take a back seat when we're talking about the larger conversation. We just spoke about Grant Holloway very recently, where he, of course, is a 3-time world champion in the 110-meter hurdles, but he finished silver at the Tokyo Olympics, and people still kind of hold that against him. I think Noah Lyles is probably in the same kind of realm. Now, Lyles is going for that Olympic triple, potentially 4 gold medals, but at least 100, 200, and the 4x1. So that's going to put a little bit of pressure on Noah Lyles to, of course, balance all 3 events, but more specifically in the 100 to really contend against the rest of the field. But I honestly think him and his team are going to be ready no matter the pressure, no matter the expectations, and no matter what's going on in the field as we enter the Paris Olympics. Just ask Lance Brauman.
I mean, we all know what kind of top end speed Noah has, so, you know, if he's that close to people at 60 meters, 100 is going to be interesting.
So with that, let's move over to Christian Coleman. So next up, let's talk about Christian Coleman. So he is coming off the gold medal at the World Indoor Championships in the 60-meter dash, just ahead of Noah Lyles. He ran 6.41 seconds to get that gold medal, and that puts him back on top of the podium for the first time since 2018. He won the gold medal back in Birmingham 2018. He got the silver medal in Belgrade 2022, and now he is back on top of the podium for the first time in a very, very long time. But even more importantly, this continues a trend of consistency that Coleman has been displaying since about the end of the 2023 season. So again, I think it's a perfect chance to kind of look at where he's at entering the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris this year.
Just coming into this year with no fear, man, just diving right into it head first and let the chips fall where they may. But I feel really good about it, and so just trusting the process, staying patient, and letting things happen organically how it's supposed to.
So what has Christian Coleman done in the past? Well, he was formerly a world champion at the 100-meter dash in 2019 at the Doha World Championships, where he won the gold medal in 9.76 seconds, which still remains as his personal best to this day, and of course makes him one of the fastest athletes in the history of the event. Additionally, he has a 60-meter dash personal best of 6.34 seconds, which is the world record in the event from back in 2018, and that's on top of 2 other performances at 6.37 seconds right in his arsenal. So on top of the gold medal that he won indoors this year, as well as the gold medal he won indoors in 2018, I mean, if it wasn't already clear, Christian Coleman is the GOAT of the 60-meter dash, and let him tell you yourself.
But as far as like how I see myself, I don't think anybody in his history can mess with me over 60 meters. It's just how I feel.
And last year, despite finishing 5th place and off the podium at the World Championships in the 100-meter dash, he finished off his season with a string of performances at 9.83 seconds, culminating in a win at the Prefontaine Classic, which was the Diamond League final for 2023. So what's different now? Well, one of the big things is that Christian Coleman is kind of building back this confidence and experience, especially as it relates to the men's 100-meter dash field right now. Remember that in 2021 and 2020, he actually had to sit out due to a whereabouts violation that he picked up. Since then, though he's made it to the World Championship final every single time, 2022, he finished 6th place. 2023, he finished 5th place. 2022 at the World Indoor Championships, he finished 2nd place. So he's never been able to make it back on top of the podium, again, coming off that World Championship title in 2019 in Doha. But with his ascent back to the top of the podium, winning that 60-meter dash gold medal at the World Indoor Championships, Christian Coleman showed that he is still very much capable of being the best in the world. And on top of that, he beat out a very, very high quality field that included some of his top competitors that he's going to be seeing outdoors. Noah Lyles, Akeem Blake, Ferdinand Omanyala. So this wasn't a slouch field that he beat out. He really beat out some true competitors. Finally, his time of 6.41 seconds that he ran to win gold was actually his 4th fastest time of his entire career. Only the world record and his 2 times at 6.37 were even faster than that. So it shows that he is very much right back in the form that got him to the gold medal at the 2019 World Championships in Doha.
I feel like this is just like I'm stepping into my prime and just really like understanding like really like who I am as a person really, but like as an athlete as well. And I feel as if like I feel the best that I have felt like mentally, like spiritually, physically, emotionally, like the whole nine is just like I feel like everything is just kind of coming together and clicking at the right time.
So what are some of the problems that I foresee? Well, similar to Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman might have some pressure as we look towards the Olympic Games. Now, of course, this might not be internal pressure, but from people in the media, from myself, right, we're definitely going to be looking to see if Christian Coleman can get on the podium at the Olympics. Remember, he medaled in 2017, got a silver medal behind Justin Gatlin and just ahead of Usain Bolt, and then he got the gold medal in 2019. But he did miss out on the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo due to his whereabouts violation. So we know that he's one of the best in history considering his 9.76, but he has yet to actually do it at the Olympics. And like I noted, he's missed the 100-meter podium at every World Championships since his return. The other problem that I kind of see is that we know that Christian Coleman is basically the best starter in the world right now. But he does have that little hindrance in the second half of his race where he gets out very, very fast, but then some of the other athletes are able to surpass him. And some of those athletes really do have some strong suits in the second half. We're talking about Noah Lyles, Letsy Lutobogo, Zarnell Hughes, right? They do really come on in that second half, which is kind of Christian Coleman's weak part of his race. But in my opinion, Christian Coleman has all the tools to be successful and do what he needs to do to potentially get on top of the podium in Paris this year.
So I feel like it's a special year, 2024, just to have that opportunity out there on the horizon, knowing that like this Olympics is gonna be like the biggest ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's pretty cliche. I guess like it continues to build every single time, but like I feel like this one just extra special just because the last one like it was no fans, it was COVID and everything, and like this one just being in a destination city within itself, but then to have the Olympics there. I mean, it's gonna be an amazing experience. I look forward to the journey and the opportunity of getting there first, and yeah, man, I feel as if like I'm in the best space that I've been in, and so I look forward to the opportunity.
Now, one thing that I do want to note as well that is a positive in his favor is his consistency. His coach, Tim Hall, actually moved from Kentucky over to South Carolina, and Christian Coleman moved along with him. Now, on the surface, you might think that that's a hindrance as he had to pick up and move and do all these, changes and things like that. But the consistency of keeping with his coach, Tim Hall, who he's literally been with since he was at Tennessee, then moving to Kentucky, and now moving to South Carolina, that's really going to help him maintain that focus, maintain that training, and keep everything on track for the Olympic Games.
But, it's still me and my coach. And so, we just picked up camp and moved into a whole, different space. That's been exciting to been with him, like, the past few stops and see everything unfold for him and for me to have him, be a part of my entire career and, being able to finish it off together. Everything kind of just happens exactly how it's supposed to.
Again, it may seem trivial, but when we're talking about the potential for an Olympic gold medal, this is super, super key.
So what's kind of the mindset as we look towards, hopefully Paris this year?
I think for me, it's always just been like more mental than physical. I feel as if like I know the physical part is gonna be all there, and it's gonna continue to unfold and happen exactly how it's supposed to. Like, because I, trust in myself that I feel like I'm one of the best in the world. But for me, I feel like it's just been mental, and so like I think coming into this season is just like no fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even fear in terms of just like real tangible things, but like sometimes people give themselves a soft landing and make excuses because, fear of like actually being great, fear of like actually like saying like what your goals are and like, coming up short. Like it's just, but for me, it's just like, it is what it is. Like it's all or nothing this year.
So that's part one. Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman, both coming off the 60-meter dash at the World Indoor Championships in Glasgow. And yes, I know that there was a couple other guys between Akeem Blake and Ferdinand Omanyala who also did very well indoors in the 60. But like I said, I'm going to discuss them in some future parts individually with some other athletes. But Next up, part 2, we're going to be discussing Fred Kerley and Marcell-Jacobs, the former champions, to see if they can return to the top of the podium and their former glory. Thanks for watching, y'all.